Hi everybody, welcome to another episode of Adventures of Kramer. And so today I'm trying to help introduce a new playlist that I'm wanting to try and do where I learn how to fly a drone and kind of the steps along the way and anything else in between. Let's go ahead and get started. So one of the first things I try to set out some goals, try to come up with a name for the playlist. I'm still thinking about that. Just not sure what to be able to try and name it. I want to do an unboxing of the new drone, which I know there's been a lot of people that have already done unboxing of this particular drone. That's okay. And then I want to try and go into some of the different things you got to do to be able to register this particular one because it's big enough to require it. And so some of the different FAA stuff that you have to go through and try and help make some kind of how-to videos on what to do on that. I also want to kind of bust out my teacher skills, and because there's some extra licenses that I know that I'm going to need to be able to get for being able to post these videos onto YouTube. And so I want to try and help teach people how to do that, be able to help not just teach them how to do that, but then at the same time also help them to be able to study. I know there's a lot of different great resources out there, but I want to try and help kind of make my version of it. Maybe even try and do some different Kahoots if anybody else is interested in be able to try and to do that or not. Maybe I can even live stream some of the different Kahoots and then see if I can't make some different like Quizlet flashcards or other different type pieces, and definitely try and make some PowerPoints to be able to try and help teach other people and do the kind of like video setup type stuff, that first initial type of like flights and any kind of that initial things right off the bat. And then just do a bunch of different fun stuff with my dad. You guys are naming him Chuck Norris. So I think that'd be fun. So the particular drone that I ended up picking was the DJI Mavic Air 2, and these are a couple of screenshots from one of their videos off their website. And it kind of helps us show it in the full-on collapse mode, and then also when it's actually up and flying, which I think looks pretty neat. Particular reasons why I chose this drone over some of the other ones or other different manufacturers or the other different ones that DJI makes. I really like the 34-minute flight time. I really like the obstacle avoidance. That's why I really bumped up from the Mavic Mini 2 up to the Mavic Air 2, because you get all that extra obstacle avoidance. And I've flown drones and like, well, not drones, but like RC airplanes and things like that in the past. And so, I mean, I don't know how many different times I've crashed those different things, or um, it's just that idea and this newer technology is just really cool. I really like the super high photo resolution all the way up to like, what is it, it's like a 48 megapixel. The super high frame rates that you can start to get. I mean, all the way up to like 240 frames per second on 1080p, and then 60 frames per second on 4K, which that's awesome. The real nice 1080p resolution when you're actually streaming it through the controller on your phone to like what is actually being able to be being seen. That's really neat as well. And the fact that it can handle such a large micro SD card. I know it has an 8 GB like on the drone storage, like internal storage, but to be able to expand that much more is really neat. Some of the just the basic tech stuff, and again, helping to show another like screenshot showing some of the different obstacle avoidance type stuff happening there. It has a 1/2 inch image sensor, which is slightly larger than the Mavic Mini 2, but it's half the size of the Mavic Pro 2. It's strange though, because this can actually hit a higher frames per second in 4K than what the Mavic Pro can do. And that just seems odd to me. I really like the slow-mo and 1080p that you can start to get with the 240 frames per second. Again, the fight time, how great the range is. I mean, 10 kilometers, which is like 6.2 miles. It's a very long ways away. I don't know if I'd ever feel comfortable flying it that far away from where I'm at. 6 miles, I mean, that'd be impossible to be able to even see. You get that real nice streaming, the focus tracking to where it actually like looks at you, the really cool hyperlapse, super high flight speeds, which that's really great as well. And then the fact that the controller, you get that 4 hour battery time. And I know these different types of things kind of they'll start to degrade over time, but it's also still really cool to see. And I'm pretty sure this is a 3S. What was that? Was it a 2850 or 3800 milliamp hour battery? It's definitely a good sized battery that's on there, which is really nice as well. It's weird having one that's kind of already built into its own little container instead of some other different connections having to make them. Some different ideas that I have to be able to try and film. There's a lot of different deer and elk towards the wintertime that come up towards my house. It'd be really cool to be able to kind of see those and just kind of get some cool footage and things like that. Because you can never really get close to them. They always stay a good half mile or so away from wherever you're at. And then from there used to be this company, whenever I was a kid, they would fly over different houses around the valley. And whenever they did that, they would then go like door to door trying to then sell photos of people's houses to them. And then I'm not sure how much they charged, if it was fair prices or if they charged a whole bunch, but I always remember seeing those different photos growing up inside my parents' house, and I thought it was pretty cool. And I think that'd be neat to be able to do this for my own house and be able to have that kind of blown up on like a big scale of being able to see that photo. Go up in the mountains with me and my dad and my dogs and try and just do some exploring up there. Do some really cool different photographs. I know it sounds corny, but I think I'd really like to be able to make my own like version of a postcard or something like that, showing some of the different awesome sites around the Pacific Northwest and how amazing a lot of different areas are at. I know people don't really use those anymore, but I think maybe I could try and make some of those with, I don't remember what company it is that uses that makes like the little business cards. I also really want to try making some really cool background images, be able to put up on my computer. I think that's super fun. I like having a lot of cool landscape stuff. Maybe do some cool extreme sports stuff or find some different people to connect with to be able to film them as they're doing stuff, to be able to help them on different videos. The coolest thing I think that I want to try and do is do some like slow type of videos or some faster type of videos, helping to show like walking or jogging, going through a bunch of different cool trails, and so that whenever people are, they can pull it up on YouTube, sit and watch it while they're on like an elliptical or a treadmill or things like that, and they can kind of see it and they can feel like they're in there being that person sitting and hiking along. I think that'd be kind of neat. So appreciate you watching. Make sure to hit that like button for me, comment down below if you got other ideas. Definitely help to let me know. This is definitely very new for me into hitting into more of this drone. I have done some RC stuff before, but it'd be cool to help get some advice. Thanks everybody. Peace.